This happened to this man a while back down there in Charlotte County. Live Free or Die people put this video out back in March 27th, 2019. But this is some of the story that I wish people would follow about how Charlotte County, Florida treats people under the command of this Sheriff Bill Pummel.
When I was in jail, I found out that the state's attorney's office was trying to press charges on me for saying a victim's name that had been raped. Well, I didn't know that this girl had been raped. I did, however, find out that due to the circumstances that happened, the stepdad, her stepfather, did indeed rape at that time, 11-year-old blind, mute, and deaf child. I was letting my son brought this child to the house, and she was going to go to social services if she couldn't get a place to stay. So I let her stay at my house, made my son give up his room. When her mom and stepfather got out, she come up to me, her and my son came up to me one night and said that Raymond Garza was trying to molest her, and this was Stephanie Reed. And she said that he had tried it before, and she sleeps with a knife under her pillow. So when he got back to my house, I grabbed him by the throat, by the balls, and I threw him out of the house. Well, he called the police, and so I requested that Terry Mins, a corporal, a friend of mine, their superior, be called to the scene. They refused to call him, so I called 911 repeatedly, asking for the supervisor to be called, come to the scene. Now, Florida state statute says you can ask for the administrative officer himself, and he has to show up. That would be our sheriff, William Pummel. So for me to ask for a corporal to be on scene was my legal rights. So anyways, I ended up going to jail for misuse of 911. Judge Bell, I tried to explain what was happening. He didn't want to hear it, so I pled out, because now my children are also with this child molester. So I pled out to get my children to their mothers, evict the mother and the stepfather, and get the mother and the child to a friend of theirs in Sarasota. The stepfather followed and ended up raping a blind, mute, and deaf 11-year-old child, and is now serving 20 years in prison. He gets out in about, 8, 9 more years, something like that. Well, then I rescinded my plea, and Judge Bell threw the book at me, so I kind of cussed him out and did this and that and the other thing. And small story short, I took it to the Supreme Court. He was fined and suspended back down to traffic for 5 years. And Judge Burns, who was not a judge at that time, he was the assistant state's attorney that was working the case, helped the state's attorney and Judge Bell prosecute me for misuse of 911 instead of prosecuting Raymond Garza for attempted rape on Stephanie Reed. Now they tried to say that press charges on me because I said Stephanie Reed's name. But not only is it public record, and they could not do so, but I was also a victim. They lived in my house. I went to jail to protect this child. I lost my family home, the home that my kids grew up in, the home I got married in, the home my kids were born in, the home I was raised in, all to protect this child. So I was a victim myself. So they can't say I cannot talk to my viewers about it. And I found out that violating Riley versus United States of America, Smallwood versus the state of Florida, they put a tap and trace on my phone. and they recorded everything and took over my phone to make phone calls and everything else for almost 3 years. This is illegal under Riley versus United States of America and Smallwood versus Florida. If you have a cell phone or cell phone apps and it is password protected, they need a tap and trace warrant before they can do this. They did not do this. They have violated my rights for 3 years. They violated my right to free will. They have violated my Fourth Amendment right to be free of cop interruption without warrant. And then they try to put me in jail because I want to bring it forth to the public that Judge Bell and Judge Burns assisted, not physically assisted, but by refusing to allow me to help them stop the police to stop Raymond Garza, and by refusing me to have a superior there to stop Raymond Garza, they allowed him to rape Stephanie Reed. They allowed him to rape this blind, mute, and deaf 11-year-old child. And there's no one else to blame but Judge Bell and the Assistant State's Attorney Burns, who is now Judge Burns. And that's just the facts of the case. I was a victim too. There is Supreme Court law that says I do have a right to put this on my Facebook, to put this on my YouTube. And I have heard the investigation from the illegal charges, and Stephanie Reed actually says she's never seen the video, and then she turns around and tells the cops, but because of all this, this videos, me and my husband are having problems and fighting. And if she's never seen it, then, and he's never seen it, then how do they know to make it cause them problems? And I'm sorry, Stephanie Reed, if this is causing you problems, but I've been living in my truck for 13 years because I protected you. So you're just going to have to accept it. Thank you.
And don't forget this officer back in 2015 pulling women over for no reason. Whatever happened to him? So I wonder whatever happened to this officer Ireland. But this is just one of them. There's a list of them in Charlotte County, Florida. This story was about another officer in Charlotte County who was fired, but they never would tell why.
Been fired for breaking the law, but no one will say what he did. Here's NBC2's Alex Howard with what we know so far and what we're still working to find out.
This notice of withdrawal from appointment from Sheriff Bill Prummel to former Sheriff's Deputy James White is the only official information we have about that deputy's dismissal. The notice is from last Thursday and says that the deputy was dismissed for violating the law, although we're not sure just yet what law he broke. This morning, we reached out to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, who told us that the sheriff doesn't issue statements on these matters, referring us to internal affairs investigations. We put in a public records request. We have not yet received a response. We also contacted the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who declined to comment. We called the Charlotte County Fraternal Order of Police. So far, no response. We also found a possible address for White, knocked on the door, but whoever was home didn't answer. You can count on us to keep asking the questions.
So there are just a few stories that Rodney McGee's dealing with down in Charlotte County, Florida. If y'all could subscribe, I could see he's got a few subscribers since yesterday. And that's great. Thanks, everybody. Please share his videos and help keep an eye on him, because he's an upcoming activist. He ain't going to stop, just like we ain't going to stop. What they're doing's wrong, and we all know it. And if we don't watch them, they're going to continue to get away with it. Another day in Florida. Another activist needing subscribers and help growing his channel. Because like I said, they're out of control. We have to watch them. It's our duty. If you're an American, you need to start watching your out-of-control government. That's the only way we're ever going to get them back in line.